Good morning, Wendon. Tier list for hangover cures. I don't have a hangover, but I made cocktails and people are gonna have hella times because they were Jaeger-based cocktails. Okay. First off, you need like a ton of water, right? You need a ton of water. I may have ruined a few foreign guests because of the cocktails. You want the oiliest food that you could find, right? You want the oiliest food that you could find. Water is good, and then an oily food is also good. An oily, carby food is really, really good. So if you want my hangover cure is I make the most decadent grilled cheese you've ever fucking heard, right? And you heard what I said. Can you hear a grilled cheese? You absolutely can hear my grill. You can hear it like frying in the pan. And then I could run like a, I could run like a knife over it and it makes that noise, you know? I make the most decadent grilled cheese you've ever had. And you put 3 of those inside of you, and then you wash it down with OJ, maybe some Gatorade, or just some good old-fashioned water. OJ is a good one. How decadent are we talking? Okay. I put 2 slices of good cheese, top, bottom, and then I put American cheese in the middle, and then I let them melt together. I use so much butter. Basically, I have a stick of butter that I only use for grilled cheese. I heat up the pan, and then I fucking swipe the pan with this stick of butter until there's like too much butter, right? And then I fucking dunk one half of the bread, like one side of the bread. Then I immediately pull it off the pan, and then I butter it again, and then I take the other side and I dunk it in there, and I do that for 2 slices, right? I fry that shit. I immediately flip one side, and then I put on the cheese, and then I put it on top of it, and then I do like a flipping method where I'm flipping it every 30 seconds, and I'm adding more butter into the pan with my grilled cheese butter stick, and I just do it over and over and over again until the until the grilled cheese is done cooking. Like when I see it start to drip into the pan, that's when it's basically done. And then I take it off the frying pan and I put it onto a hot, usually not a dish. I usually put it onto a heated frying pan, not a frying pan. Put it into like a heated, like a dish, and then I cover that bad boy with this like little plastic cover thing that I have, and then I make more grilled cheeses. And I cut that shit in half, and I get you 3 of those bad boys. Eat that, and then just drink a shit ton of liquids, and then your hangover will go away. I swear to God, I think on a good day, I could put like a 1/4 stick of butter. Yeah, eat 3 of those bad boys. I don't even think I could eat half of it. What if it's like a Saw-like situation? It's like where you have a hangover and then you have to. Would vomit for sure. It's like a 1/4 stick of butter per grilled cheese. Bring me tomato soup and I need 4 of those. I'm telling you, Sushi, these guys don't understand how addictive it is. The tomato soup is, I would argue, like necessary for a decadent grilled cheese. But also, like, this is a hangover cure, right? Do you make your own tomato soup? I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I think for grilled cheese, you want the shitty Campbell's tomato soup. Because you could make like a tomato bisque that tastes better, but when you're eating grilled cheese at home, you kind of want it's like you want the shitty American cheese for grilled cheese. You don't want the expensive, Havarti cheese or what. You want the shitty cheese for grilled cheese. You want the shitty tomato soup for grilled cheese. You want the Campbell's. It has to be Campbell's. It can't be, the fucking shit that comes in a carton and it's like $8. You want the shitty Campbell's soup. Havarti on cheese, Havarti on sourdough is great grilled cheese. That's a restaurant grilled cheese. And I will admit, Lamp Devil, that is a 10 out of 10 grilled cheese. But when I'm making a grilled cheese at home, it's got to be shitty. It's got to be shitty. I had a person in the neighborhood that had a pig, and she would walk her pig on a leash. Did it look like you? No, it didn't look like me, but I never talked to this person ever in all the time that I was living there. Okay? But I used to do a thing And I didn't have any intention of pissing this person off, right? Did not have any intention of pissing this. It was not me trying to troll. It was just like me being an idiot, which, you know, is par for course for your Uncle Randon, right? For some people, new dad. For some people, old dad. For most of you, uncle. I used to lick my chops whenever I saw the pig. And then sometimes I would rub my hands together like a fly and like lick my chops, right? And I had no intention of this lady ever seeing me do that. But one time she like looked over and she saw me doing that and she gave me the stankiest stank eye. She gave me the dirtiest look. Cause that's probably like, you know, like that's her family, right? There's like a creep like licking, you know, his chops and like rubbing his hands together like a fly, like, ooh, you let your guard down, I'm gonna put that little piggo into a picnic basket, right? Like Yogi Bear. I did not moan and rub my belly, but I would always like lick my chops and sometimes rub my hands together like a fly. It's not my fault. I'm just a silly little guy, and sometimes I'm just a silly little guy. I had no intention of eating her her pet pig. I had no intention of hurting her feelings or making her feel threatened. It's just something that I did to entertain myself. He's just a silly little sicko. I understand. BN, thank you very much for the super chat. Orc father, meow, 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 meow.